to travel abroad and you get to try their most well-known dishes, and you know that feeling of like when you taste it actually in the where it's born and you're like, wow, that is it. What have I been eating before? And I definitely had this feeling when I was having pad thai in Thailand. It felt a lot more fresh. I watched many of the Thai people say, without a good sauce, you don't have a good pad thai. So in this video, not only am I making pad thai for the first time, I'm also already challenging myself to making the pad thai sauce from scratch so that I'm more likely to restore the very fresh and dynamic flavors. First, a quick note on authenticity. I see so many different versions. Like there are ones with pickled dried radish, ones with like the dried little shrimp, you see, and even ketchup. How do I make my own decision? I just love packing all sorts of flavors in, and as this video unfolds, you'll see my idea behind putting this sauce together. It very commonly uses garlic and shallot, and that's what I'm gonna work with next. So let's go. Oh yeah. Oh wow, oh, this is spicy. Alright, so hello. I'm gonna start with toasting a bit of the dried shrimp. I don't know exactly how much to use, but a little bit I think is always a safe idea. I'm gonna start toasting until it smells good. Just like fish sauce, it adds some like a bit stinky, especially for people who don't like seafood, but it's like a very savory flavor. It just makes any food taste fresher. And I'm already starting to smell it. It smells amazing. I'm just trying to prevent it from burning. It's already like the smoke. It smells really toasty, so I think it's done. Looks good to me. I'm gonna try some. I don't know if you hear the crunch. It's really good. It reminds me of the little bigger dried shrimp that I grew up eating, as I grew up in a coastal city too. Now, put a little coconut oil. Now I'm sauteing the garlic and shallots. I always find the process really fun for some reason, and just seeing them sizzling in the oil. And like smelling the aroma that comes out, seeing the little bubbles. It feels like they're singing to me. Hello, hello, yummy, yummy, yummy. And I wanted to get a little caramelized, like have like a little bit of a golden and brown bits, because when that caramelization happens, that means some acid is produced, and the acid really deepens the flavor and makes it more diverse, rich, and subtle. I'm sure, like, even without all this technical talk, if you like toasted things, then you are with me. See? Like, see the little brown bits? This is what I mean. It's smelling even better now. Oh my god. Oh, I wish you captured. I literally have my saliva go out. Wow, it is. Now the brown bits are even more easily seen. I think it's gonna be ready very soon. I don't wanna burn it and ruin all the efforts. You know, I spent half an hour to barely like peel through like a third of the shallots. Now it looks like fried now. Some video I watched, like in that video the lady actually poured the shallots into a lot of oil, a big pot of oil, and fried it like into golden brown. I just don't want to use so much oil. I think this is more fitting for like restaurants when you do large batches, but not for me. I'm just a small home person. Alright, I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna turn off the heat. I'm putting it with the shrimp to add into the sauce later. By the way, sorry about the messy background, but I actually have something to say about this. This is just like a gift of a box of grapes, which is like a huge part of our Chinese culture. It's Mid-Autumn Festival season. By the way, this smells so good. My saliva is just all coming out of my mouth. But this is one of the most important festivals in China, so part of it definitely has to be gifting, a lot of gifts. Mooncakes, milk, seafood, you name it, etc. Things that look good, which I think is I don't know how to define it. Wow, I don't even know if this video will get to continue from here, because all these like fried bits, they just look so mouth-watering. So right now there seems to be a step of melting this coconut sugar, which is interesting. It's made of cane sugar and coconut water. And most of the recipes I saw, they add twice as much of this, but I just don't like something being like a savory food being dominated by sweetness, because for example in Chinese food we add sugar to savory dishes, but we add so little that its role is not to make the food taste sweet, it's just gonna make the food taste fresh and make it brighten. I love how this is like getting darker and starting to get bubbly. Kind of fun to watch. Every step just makes my saliva almost go out. For example, if you're a Western person, just think about the sea salt chocolate chip cookies or sea salt desserts, etc. I think sea salt to these things are like sugar to us Chinese people. I'm also trying to challenge myself to get a bit of a browning on this coconut sugar, but not so much that I burn it. I'm starting to smell something different. Like this smells like caramel as it should be, and it's definitely gotten more brown than before. So I'm gonna play it safe this time and just stop here. Now I'm gonna add the homemade tamarind paste. Woo! See the whole thing just lifted up. It almost becomes like a piece of paper, just like it lifts itself up. That's quite interesting. Give it a little patience. As I was doing this, the stinky smell of the fish sauce is just like flying over here into my nostrils. So I might as well add it. I'm just letting it simmer on low heat. Wow. With words, I can only describe to you that it's sweet and stinky, but it's really more than that. I think they actually come together to create a very extremely savory taste, which I think will be elevated once I add the toasted baby shrimp.
Baby shrimp.
Right now, here comes these substances. And then I think that's almost it. Like just letting it like simmer and reduce a little bit. I think I'll taste the sauce a little bit. I'm mostly concerned with if I've added the adequate amount of coconut sugar. Wow, it's very strong. It makes sense to me why they will want to add more coconut sugar. Yeah, it has everything. Salty, sour, subtle like different aromas from the tamarind, the shallots and garlic, the shrimp. And it's a lot. They will want a bit more sugar to like neutralize everything. I kind of want to add a bit more sugar too, so yeah, let me do that. That should do it. Everyone's feedback is stinky. You know, like we're from northern China, so stinky isn't really part of our flavor profile. But my mom just mentioned that it reminded her of like a kind of rice noodles called 螺蛳粉. It's from the Guangxi province. A lot of southern states are definitely way more used to stinky taste. But my family is probably the southern flavor stinky revolution. I feel like because of me, my family gets to try flavors from different parts of the world, which is, I think, something I feel really proud of. I actually don't understand how it's able to reduce so beautifully. It looks like we added a starch to the water, but there's no actual starch in these ingredients. There we go. Okay, that's much better. Now I understand why they add so much sugar. But see, like something that makes me feel more like a chef or like a cook than like someone who like mechanically follows the recipe is like we can innovate. And even though there's risk taking, we avoid some of the risk by like tasting during the process. That gives us a way more freedom to try different things and get some more sooner feedback on if it's working well. I think that makes a lot more things possible. All right, that's our beautiful pad thai homemade pad thai sauce, and tomorrow we'll be making pad thai. You can certainly buy it from the market, but if you just read the ingredient list slowly, whatever language you speak, when you start to encounter words that just look like alien language to you, that's probably just a bunch of additives and preservatives, and they're just very easy and quick to use and can store for a long time. And they will probably still taste amazing. But I think for someone as sensitive in my taste bud as me, it just doesn't taste the same. I just cannot taste life. Whether or not you agree with me, maybe next time you eat something, you can just notice if there's any subtle difference, like in the flavors or how your body is feeling afterwards. And let me know in the comments if you have anything to say.